What's up, you guys? It's Steve here to report to you the latest economic news, unbiased, just giving you the straight facts. And we have an update for you on stimulus and the breaking news unfolding in Russia and Ukraine. And this is your stimulus check update and breaking news update. Now, before we dive into the headlines, I want to ask you, the viewing community, to do me a favor, if you will. And that is, what I'd like to do is create a comprehensive list of all of the stimulus check programs that are currently available. So if you could do me a favor, if you could look up your cities, your counties, your states, see what UBI programs are available, what stimulus check programs are available. I'd like to start doing a regular updated one so that way everyone has a huge comprehensive list of everything that's available to them, because there are so many popping up left and right. It's really hard to keep track of everything on all the different levels. So if you could do that, that would be huge. And if you appreciate that, don't forget to smash the like button, hit the subscribe button to stay up to date. And we're going to get you caught up on everything that's unfolding, so that way you know what's happening and you know what's available to you. And today I'm going to be sharing with you headlines like this. Take a look, you guys. Act soon. 3 key stimulus and universal basic income application deadlines in the next month. And you can get up to $4,000 with one of these, and there's going to be more of $1,000. So I'm going to be sharing with you just these. These are just a few of the many that are available. And also, I'm going to be sharing with you the latest updates. We're hearing the breaking news as to what's unfolding right now in Ukraine with the attacks from Russia. So you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in. But before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you appreciate the updates, don't forget to smash the like button. Helps out my channel a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And like I said, if you have any updates on UBI programs, stimulus checks on state, county, or city levels, leave them down below or shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Best way to get a hold of me directly, guys. And if you want to stay up to date on everything unfolding, don't forget, like I said, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Totally free to come join the Ram fam and stay up to date. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in. And let's start off with some video footage of what's unfolding right now in Ukraine with the attacks from Russia. And then we're going to dive into the latest stimulus check update. Let's go ahead and take a look.
The sound of war, not heard in this European capital since World War II. Ukrainians' worst nightmare now realized. Thousands trying to flee the capital, Kyiv, either stuck in gridlock or unable to fill their cars with the gas needed to get out. I'm very, very scared for my boy, says this father. Some families crossed into Poland on foot, their belongings stuffed into plastic bags. This man carrying packs of diapers. While on the Eastern Front in Kharkiv, they sheltered inside darkened subway cars, bracing for the next missile strike.
We were sleeping and my wife woke up and say like, it's bombs.
In the capital, when the sirens sounded, we ran to an underground garage. We were told 4 ballistic missiles had been fired toward the center of the city.
This hotel does not have a bomb shelter, as so many places here in Kyiv do not. This is just sort of an illustration of how people are making do when there are sirens, when there are missiles.
Less than 24 hours into a war that no one here wanted, the psychological trauma is palpable.
Are you scared?
Yes, I am. And I think it's normal. I think it's normal to be scared. It's normal to be afraid for your life, for your kids, for your families.
At the National Police Headquarters, a line of people waiting to be handed weapons. The government encouraging all Ukrainians to take up arms and fight. This man leaves with 2 AK-47s, even though he's never fired a gun.
Do you know how to use that?
To tell the truth, I am not good at it, but I understand. I just need to find some quiet place and figure out how it works.
A nation known for its resolve, now fighting for its future.
And as the crisis unfolds in Ukraine, hundreds of Ukrainians are pouring into the neighboring Poland for shelter. When the conflict broke out yesterday, many of them packed what they could and took refuge inside a train station in Poland. The country's interior minister yesterday said that the Polish border is open and ready to host people who are fleeing the conflict. Poland has set up reception centers and hospitals to deal with the expected rush of refugees coming in. Officials expect about 1 to 2 million refugees crossing into Poland. And here's an Image of the beds already set up and ready to go, set up by American troops stationed in Poland. Ambassador Mark Brzezinski, my brother, spent the morning there touring those facilities. He praised those American soldiers and their commitment to jointly defending the eastern flank of NATO. Joining us from Medyka, Poland, at the border crossing there, NBC News correspondent Kelly Kobieja. Kelly, tell us the latest.
Well, Mika, we've been here for a few hours now, and we've seen a steady flow of women and children arriving from Ukraine. You don't see them arriving behind me because that's actually the crossing for automobiles, but just off camera, there is a crossing for pedestrians about a quarter of a mile from here, and we're seeing women and children walking down this pathway, just crossing into Poland, carrying what they can, dragging their suitcases, the women pushing baby strollers and walking with their children. One woman I spoke to came here, she said it took her hours, more than 12 hours to get to Poland. She was walking with her young sons and with her niece and nephew. But what you don't see are men crossing into Poland, and that's because Ukraine has said that men from ages 18 to 60 cannot leave the country. One woman said that she has been separated from her husband. Her husband, a mechanic, had to stay behind. I asked her, does he want to fight? And she said, he doesn't have a chance. He doesn't have a choice, rather. But it is not just one-way traffic here. We also have seen men crossing back into Ukraine, knowing full well that they won't be able to come back to Poland. We spoke to three of them, two of them brothers. All of them work in Finland. They said they came here for one reason. Take a listen.
I go to home, my family.
Are you going back to fight?
Yes, of course. Like that.
Why? So many people are leaving and you're going in.
I know.
Well, why go back?
Oh, but this my country. I love Ukraine.
It's been a very emotional scene here all morning long. We actually spoke to one American woman who's lived in Kiev for 29 years. She was standing by the side of the road with her suitcases, with all she could carry out of the country. She was in tears, frankly, and very distraught at having to leave her Ukrainian friends behind. And she said, my heart is back in Ukraine. I desperately want to go back. And please, everyone, don't forget Ukraine. Don't forget this country. Mika.
NBC's Kelly Kobieja reporting live from the Ukraine-Poland border. Thank you. And also there's word that doctors and nurses, women who are doctors and nurses, being asked to stay in Ukraine to help. It is a dynamic situation for sure.
Wow, absolutely incredible. I will be sure to keep you guys up to date here on the channel as more unfolds with that. Now, in addition to that, as I shared with you in my last video, that this is going to be impacting the entire world. This is not isolated to Ukraine and Russia, and we're hearing this is already hitting the gas pumps here in the United States. Wall Street and the stock market, we heard, took a tumble, starting to bounce back, but we're hearing that if this continues on, it could have some pretty devastating effects on the economy. And a lot of people are saying we're going to be needing a fourth federal level stimulus check to help us get through the pandemic, and now also a pending war and economic issues that we could be facing as a result. Let me know your thoughts, you guys. And I also mentioned in the last video that we have over $800 billion left over from previous stimulus packages that came through with the packages but never got used. It's just sitting there, unallocated for anything. And people are saying, hey, send out direct payments. That's enough for two $1,400 checks, a fourth and a fifth, that could go out to the American people. So I will keep you up to date on that. We're going to be seeing what Congress decides to do on a federal level. But like I said, right now on state, city, and county levels, there's a lot of different programs and provisions going out. Link in the description below to this article that recently came out that says 3 key stimulus and universal basic income application deadlines in the next month. and you can get up to $4,000. Now, the article says there are multiple ways that Americans can apply for extra payments in the next month, and the most obvious way is to get money by filing your tax returns. Now, I covered this in detail for you. Stimulus checks, unemployment, the child tax credits, and how we're hearing that your returns might be significantly smaller than you're used to due to all the advancements on these tax rebates that we've been receiving in monthly payments in the forms of child tax credits. So be sure to check out those videos. And also, I did another video for you, comprehensive, going into detail about filling out the forms on your taxes so that way you know how to go about it, what to expect, because it is different for stimulus checks and child tax credits. They make it very different for you. So where to go exactly, I cover it all in a previous video. Be sure to check it out. And it says, after you file, you might be owed child tax credit or stimulus payments on top of your refund, assuming that you were overpaid in your taxes in 2021. The latest round of stimulus checks are going to be worth up to $1,400 per individual. That was that third one that went out back in March of 2021 in the American Rescue Plan, which the following groups of Americans can claim on their taxes. Parents who had a baby in 2021, you are due another stimulus check. Families who added a dependent on their 2021 tax returns, individuals and couples who earned more than $80,000 and $160,000 respectively in 2020, but less than the amount in 2021. Eligible family members who passed away in 2021 and did not receive their full stimulus payments. The deadline to file your taxes for most Americans this year is going to be on Monday, April 18th, so you can claim them on your taxes before that deadline. Meanwhile, application deadlines for stimulus and universal basic income payments are approaching earlier than that. So some will need to act quickly or risk losing out on potential money. And yes, a lot of these stimulus check programs and UBI programs, they have application windows, and you got to get them done within that window to be considered. All right, so now let's cover 3 UBI programs that are available right now in this article. Now, the first one is going to be New Jersey stimulus, and I covered this in detail in a previous video. You could get up to $4,000. Eligible New Jersey residents have just days left to apply for a one-time payment worth up to $4,000. The state launched the New Jerseyans Fund worth $40 million to provide relief to working New Jersey residents, including undocumented immigrants affected by the pandemic. The one-time payments are going to be worth $2,000 for eligible individuals and up to $4,000 per household. Now, to be eligible, your income must not exceed $55,000, and you must show proof that you missed out on federal stimulus checks. So this is for people that missed stimulus checks previously. And it says, according to the New Jersey Monitor, 20,500 applications have been submitted, and of the applicants, 4,000 were approved while 530 were denied because they did not meet the eligibility requirements. Eligible residents will need to apply by Monday, February 28th. That is the deadline, so you have just 3 days from the time of the recording of this video. Next up is West Hollywood UBI, $1,000. Applications for the West Hollywood pilot for guaranteed income, or the WHPGI, are set to open on February 25th. That is today, just opened up. Only 25 people selected at random from the application process will be eligible to receive $1,000 a month for 17 months through the City of California's program. To be eligible, you must be 50 years or older, living in West Hollywood, and identify as a lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersexual, or asexual. Applications will be accepted from tomorrow through Sunday, March 6th. All selected participants will be notified between March 14th and March 31st, with the first monthly cash payments going out April 15th. And I also covered this one in a most recent previous video as well. And another one, New York UBI, $1,000, and we also covered this one as well. So it looks like we've been on top of the UBI programs coming out. These are recaps. Eligible artists in New York can start applying for their no strings attached payments right now. During the pandemic, not many groups have suffered high unemployment quite like artists. And that's why the Creative Rebuild New York, or the CRNY initiative, was launched by Andrew Mellon Foundation, which supports arts and humanities. And the CRNY program provides $125 million in relief funds to artists. Specifically, 2,400 artists in New York State will get $1,000 payments over the course of the next 18 months. Additionally, the program will offer 300 employment opportunities to artists for 2 years, which will pay $65,000 annually. Wow, so an opportunity to be employed as well. All applications must be submitted by March 25th. Meanwhile, new $600 stimulus payments might be going out to 260,000 workers in Oregon as well. California budget surplus could give every resident an additional $1,125 in tax rebates. And Maine governor, he has proposed an estimated 800,000 taxpayers could receive a one-time payment of $500. So a couple of additional state check bonus coverage for you right there as well. So there you have it, you guys. And as I mentioned, if I didn't mention your city or state, I know there's a lot of them out there, your counties, let me know in the comments down below. Reach out to me on Instagram. I want to start assembling a comprehensive list, and we can go through a massive list. Maybe I can do it in order by state or city or by deadlines. Make sure that everybody knows what's available to them so they don't miss out. I recently saw a headline that said that 90% of eligible residents are missing out on provisions they don't even know about. There's not enough word out there about some of the stimulus check provisions that are available. Even the rental assistance programs are just launching right now, and a lot of people are missing out on a lot of money that is going out from the federal government, and it's available to them, and they're not getting it. It's just sitting there. And for example, the last stimulus packages, $800 billion in available funds. So you guys want to make sure that you can get what's available to you. I will keep you up to date here on the channel. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Helps out my channel a ton if you appreciate the content. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments. Share this out if you think it's going to help out other people. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, totally free to come join the Ram fam. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and if you got any specific questions for me, like I said, hop onto Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. Best way by far to get a hold of me, guys. But with that being said, thank you so much for joining me. I will catch you in the next video. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.